What's up, guys? It's your boy Paul Beezy here, back with another video. And today we hopped into the game, and the first thing we see on the news is the Madden Mobile Gridiron Notes. It is going to be a new blog series diving deep into the upcoming features of content for the Madden franchise, which is the new Madden 20 that is going to release here pretty soon in August. This week, community questions answered by the dev team about the all-new Gauntlet mode coming next season. So I realized, and I had been meaning to work on this, that I had not talked much about the upcoming season mode or Gauntlet mode that is coming out. So the last video that we did on Madden 20 did very well, so I think there's a lot of interest in it. So we are going to go over some of this stuff. So let's hop right in. So we are going to start off with season mode, guys. So they are bringing back the traditional season mode, not season battles. People were upset last year that season mode was taken away. For me, I didn't play it a lot. Last year was my first year, but I didn't really play a lot of season mode. But people were not satisfied with season battles. Multiple options in seasons with difficulty and length. Each season will have different scenarios, so each time that you play it, it is different. You can play traditional season mode, in which if you win games, you will receive rewards, and there might be special rewards throughout the year. So this is going to be the original screen, guys. As you can see, they have written work in progress all over this stuff because it's not 100% finished. But as you can see, we see 2019 NFL season, full seasons, half seasons, and full season games only. So there's a lot of different formats that you can choose from, and season mode might be interesting this year. So as you see here, this is going to be the first screen to select your settings. You will be able to select difficulty, which is going to scale the opponent's rating and power, the budget that you have for making decision, and scale rewards which you are chasing. For example, easy mode is not going to give you as good of rewards as hard mode. Just like easy mode is not going to be as difficult. The opponents you're facing are not going to be as difficult as they are in hard mode. So you will be able to have a choice of playing with your Madden Ultimate team, which is the team you build in-game for mobile, or a traditional NFL roster, which this is the first time they've ever offered that. You will receive a currency from revenue that you generate throughout the season that you can use to make decisions within your team. If you choose the traditional NFL roster, you will have an additional currency called salary cap, in which you will be able to make roster decisions such as trades, player holdouts, free agent signings, etc. So this is very exciting, guys. The first time that you will actually be able to do a real franchise mode on Madden Mobile. So I am definitely excited for that. So as you can see here, this is going to be your season screen, and if you choose your traditional NFL team, this is what it could look like here. So as you can see, we have on the right here a player injury. You're obviously not going to get player injuries with your Madden Ultimate Team. It wouldn't affect like LVL or anything. If you get an injury in season mode, that wouldn't make sense. But currency would come out of your operating income, in which, like I said earlier, you would generate through revenue that you generated throughout the season. So currency would come out of your operating income to make one of the decisions listed here. As you can see, you can choose, for example, rehab this player to return in 4 weeks, or you can do an intense rehab for a chance for him to return before 4 weeks with a medium risk of further harm. So you have some opportunities to make decisions for your team as the general manager of an actual NFL franchise. As you can see, your schedule is on the left, guys. Randomly generated decisions you will have to make before playing a game will be at the bottom left. At the bottom left here, you can see those boxes there that say WIP. Those will be the mandatory decisions that you will need to complete before games. So as you can see, there's your schedule. And, at the top, you've got your team power, overall, all that kind of stuff that is normally there. But this is pretty exciting so far, guys. All the options that you can take and all the control that you have and options you have to play within your team. Throughout season mode, you will have owner goals, coach goals, and player goals. These goals will be in-game tasks that, if completed, there will be a variety of goals. So rewards come from winning games, how far you make it in the playoffs based on your team decision. There is not a final decision yet on what the exact, rewards will be. But as you can see, one of the owner goals here was, due to last year's success, let's see you rush for 32 TDs over the course of a season. So by completing these goals, you will get currencies, XP coins, different things, possibly local currencies for seasons. So that isn't 100% yet, but there is going to be objectives that you are going to want to try to complete throughout the season. So as you can see here, there will be practice mode in seasons, in which you will get an opportunity to practice, which can give you your team a boost of attributes in the next game. So as you can see here, should we get in an extra practice this week, if we do well in practice, we can get a boost for the next game. So you can choose, yes, let's practice, or let's skip practice. So this will be a one-shot live event. If you fail, there could be a consequence, but if you pass, you will get an attribute boost for the next game. So as you can see here, guys, this picture will show a player holdout. It gives you options on what to do for your player management. So, for example, linebacker John Simon is demanding a contract negotiation. So you have three options here. You can release the player, refuse to negotiate and risk losing this player, or accept player's salary demands. So like I said earlier, this is going to give you full control, a bunch of different scenarios. So each decision will give you different paths to go down. So as you can see here, we chose in this example to stop negotiations, and the player is ending negotiations and demanding a release. A lot of things could happen from here. He could negotiate a counter offer, come back to the team, and there are, a bunch of different things. You could just lose him forever. So, like I said, there's going to be a lot of different options for team management in seasons, which is going to make it so much more interesting, not just playing games against the computer. Another example of team management here is going to be trade offers. So trade offers are another feature to season modes, where most scenarios you will receive players that are similar to the players that they are trying to trade for. As you can see here, there's a 71 tight end trying to trade for a 72 cornerback. So you can either accept the offer or decline the offer, and it is going to take some currency, some of the local currency, to accept this offer. There are rare scenarios in which you could be offered a super player, and there are scenarios in which you could earn a scout, which could net you better trades. So another very interesting option here, guys. This is very exciting. So there is still going to be an easy mode for people who want an easy challenge, but hard mode will be a challenge with much better rewards. If you are using an ultimate team, it will be easier to beat season mode as your team gets into the higher overalls, but using the traditional NFL team will give players a challenge. There are thousands of scenarios for season mode randomly generated depending on the path you select. For example, they were talking about, maybe investing in new cleat technology is an option you could get, in which you could end up giving your team a speed boost, but could be bad technology and end up giving you a decrease in speed when then you would have to change. So season mode looks like it's going to be awesome, guys. I'm very excited for it. I'll definitely be playing with an NFL traditional team and, using my power there as a GM to make trades, do free agency, all kinds of stuff. That sounds very interesting, and we'll see what kind of rewards they have for that. They said that EA will be able to change things in game depending on the feedback they receive from Muthead and Reddit. So definitely stay up on that, guys. If you have something that you think is important, definitely throw it up on the feedback, and let's roll into Gauntlets. So this is what your Gauntlet screen is going to look at in the first release of the game. As you can see, we've got a Juju Smith-Schuster here. So Gauntlets are going to be a mini month-long journey that you will complete to earn masters and other rewards. As you can see, they are already showing us that Juju is going to be the final boss of the first Gauntlet, and it looks like Alvin Kamara will be the second boss. So you will work through about 10 stages to play through all of the schemes, gameplay elements, and other puzzle solving elements to eventually get to the boss stage at the end. Once you defeat the boss, you will acquire the boss. So once you finish, you will get a Juju Smith-Schuster for this first master boss gauntlet. This is the map for the gauntlets, showing a path that will be stages that you will need to play through, such as drills, overdrive live events, and other scenarios. There are hundreds of scenarios for the overdrive live events. They're not the same as they were last year. They're saying that they have worked very difficult, very hard to give us a bunch of different scenarios to try to keep these live events, exciting and something that is just not repetitive over and over and over again. Also, along the gauntlet, there will be trivia nodes. So you will get random trivia questions and have 15 seconds to read the question and select an answer. If you have not clicked select by the end of the 15 seconds, once it hits 0, it will take whatever answer you have clicked on. So if you are correct, you will receive trivia currency. Not sure exactly what the trivia currency will be used for yet, but this is definitely going to be something that is part of gauntlets, and you will have about 15 seconds, so there will be no time to Google answers. So here is the final stage of the first gauntlet and what it's going to look like for the master boss Juju Smith-Schuster. This does look exciting. I cannot wait to play it. So there's going to be 3 kinds of pass, for the gauntlet style events. 2 of the gauntlet style pass will have currency gates and some will have time gates. Currency gates will need a certain level of local currency to unlock, while time gates will unlock after a certain time. A new cool concept that they have come up with is called social assists. Will be used in these modes. For example, if you are stuck at a time gate in which maybe you cannot pass for an hour, if you are in a league, there is an assist system in which league mates can help you do that quicker. There will be a help option in some of the nodes on the pass that will notify other league members that you are stuck and need help. They can come, play events with you, help you get past this stuff quicker. So that's all for the new features that they've released so far, guys. After reading some of the questions under the Gridiron Notes blog, EA has mentioned that you will need to unlock the Gauntlet Masters to move on to the next Master Gauntlet. And by the end of the year, there is a plan to have a 99 overall Patrick Mahomes Master. So that makes sense. Cover athlete, same as last year. The Madden Master was of this year. Madden Master is Antonio Brown. So EA has also mentioned that they are working on more options for in-game communication, which would be pretty cool. Other games like, have in-game voice chats and things. That would be pretty cool for the game to include. And they have also mentioned that they are working on an auto-complete system in the game for live events to make the time of grinding the same live events over and over again less. So they have mentioned that they are wanting to respect players' time while focusing on the fun aspects of the game. So that is definitely something that is interesting as well. I am very excited for season mode, which I never thought I would be. Something that I really didn't play or utilize ever before, but this looks cool. This is more like console where you actually can, run your own franchise. There is a bunch of different, player management options and things like that. So as far as gauntlets, that's definitely something that I will be grinding, as well as promos, because, adding these players to your team in the beginning of the year is definitely something that is huge. So sorry that we were late on the season mode and stuff like that, but I've been busy over the last week. But I will try to keep up with these updates for you guys and keep you up on this information and what my thoughts are on it. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. Paul Beezy's out.